Hello and welcome, our blood viewers, to our today's news English edition. As usual, we bring to you the major and top headlines of tonight. Head of State presides over Mobile ID launch ceremony and closing of National Forum on Digital Identity, Ministry of Interior. And on international scene, Egypt and Somalia, STC reaffirms Egypt's support for Somalians' unity and sovereignty during President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud's visit. Those were the major and top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. Under the high patronage of His Excellency, the President of the Republic, Mr. Ismail Omar Gelle, the official launch ceremony of the Mobile ID Identity for mobile phones and the closing of the National Forum on Digital Identity took place this morning at the People's Palace. The forum aimed to strengthen alignment and coordination among digitization initiatives being implemented by public administrations and sectoral bodies. It served as a platform for dialogue on trust and security in digital services, enabling an assessment of the current status of ongoing projects, the identification of persistent challenges, and the setting of short and medium-term priorities. The event featured the official rollout of the Mobile ID platform, an innovative solution that has become a foundational pillar of the digital age and of the national digital ecosystem. Beyond its technical function, the Mobile ID platform provides an opportunity to compare and exchange with regional experiences, promoting the sharing of best practices and the adaptation of models to national specificities. By bringing together decision makers, experts, and digital stakeholders, the forum helped consolidate a shared vision for the future and digital identity in Djibouti. The forum's timing, coinciding with the Mobile ID launch, underscored the importance of building reliable, secure digital services capable of strengthening citizen trust and supporting the country's digital transformation. Following the Mobile ID launch ceremony and the closing of the National Forum on Digital Identity, His Excellency the President Mr. Ismail Omar Gelle toured the exhibition stands set up at the People's Palace. The stands showcased a wide array of digital services and platforms developed by the country's leading companies, highlighting the private sector's efforts to support the national digital transition. Participating organizations included TO7 Network, the National Social Security Fund, Salam Bank, Bank of Africa, and several other major national firms. The President's visit to the stands reflected the private and institutional sector's commitment to modernizing digital services and building an integrated national digital system. It also illustrated the importance of state-business cooperation in developing a robust, secure digital identity, a key stage in the President's efforts to fully integrate Djibouti into the digital era and to bolster citizens' confidence in digital services.
inta dunida hi kuno shahay ciidan kugu kugu doorsanaa ma jirtee
ducaysane abbageelo hoggaanka dalkeena noo hayo dadkaaga ku jecel la daadii
dadkaaga ku jecel la daadii dadkaaga ku jecel la daadii intaad dunidani ku nooshahay cidaan kugu doorsanaa ma jirtee
ducaysane abbageelo hoggaanka dalkeena noo hayo dadkaaga ku jecel la daadii
dadkaaga ku jecel la daadii dadkaaga ku jecel la daadii dadjir heeganoo dareen badan duruufaha dunida ku habsaday diftiya dacatiga dagaalada
dalkeena badbaadiyaa tahaye dalkeena badbaadiyaa tahaye
dadjir heeganoo dareen badan duruufaha dunida ku habsaday diftiya dacatiga dagaalada
dalkeena badbaadiyaa tahaye dalkeena badbaadiyaa tahaye daryeeli dalkiyo dadkiisaniyo midnimadiyo nabadba doorbidayo gelow dayaxa afrika tahayo dalkiyo dadku kaama maarmaano waxaa kuu bogay
kuu bogay dadkaagiye
waxaa kuu bogay
kuu bogay dadkaagiye waxaa kuu bogay dadkaagii
daryeeli dalkiyo dadkiisaniyo midnimadiyo nabadba doorbidayo gelow dayaxa afrika tahayo dalkiyo dadku kaama maarmaano waxaa kuu bogay
kuu bogay dadkaagiye
waxaa kuu bogay
kuu bogay dadkaagiye waxaa kuu bogay dadkaagii intaad dunidani ku nooshahay cidaan kugu doorsanaa ma jirtee
ducaysane abbageelo hoggaanka dalkeena noo hayo dadkaaga ku jecel la daadii
dadkaaga ku jecel la daadii dadkaaga ku jecel la daadii
The closing ceremony of the National Forum on Digital Identity, marked by the official launch of Mobile ID, took place in a festive and vibrant atmosphere. Musical performances enlivened the event with the participation of the Gourmet Troupe and renowned artists such as Awale Adan and Skeleji, offering the audience moments of celebration and conviviality. In addition to the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, members of the government also took part at the event. Among them were the Acting Prime Minister and Minister of Justice in charge of Human Rights, Mr. Ali Hassan Bahdon, as well as numerous prominent figures from various national institutions held under the banner of strengthening and coordinating digitalization initiatives. The ceremony marked an important milestone in the modernization of public services. The launch of Mobile ID represents a major step forward in citizens' digital identification, paving the way for improved accessibility and more secure management of personal data.
يا بلدي ويا أغلى من الولد جمالك ساحر أبدا وعطرك في شذا الورد عروس القرن يا بلدي ويا أغلى من الولد جمالك ساحر
gaagi xilodyan
baadho habti macaani finicabug mabnaan naqagersa siyaasa nasakademi baadho habti macaani finicabug mabnaan naqagersa siyaasa nasakademi nagatay badal
badal wagirisawnaba
nagatay badal
badal
wagirisawnaba
barsalem kutiyay wawsuma kabtoy
عمري ما نقربي كويا حيربا
كل سلامات كان شعبي وليكي بالكلي
كل سلمة بزينبا ونيم حبين كوكينا كل سلمة بزينبا ونيم حبين كوكينا
tala lagu badbado hodana iyo hoggan sahan ku guuro haybadlo haranabad ku caano wiiliyo waan ku haweyno kuma hure gelow haliyayow no adeeg tala lagu badbado hodana iyo hoggan sahan ku guuro haybadlo haranabad ku caano wiiliyo waan ku haweyno kuma hure gelow haliyayow ismaaciil haliyayow no adeeg tiknolojiyad adduunyadu hiigsato afrikana hormood waa oo la hubo adiga hirgeliyo haybadlo dhaxalkaad horseda lagu hirtaaye tiknolojiyad adduunyadu hiigsato afrikana hormood waa oo la hubo adiga hirgeliyo haybadlo dhaxalkaad horseda lagu hirtaaye
marka hore ujeedada mooyinkaaga gacantiyo kaarkaaga ma og tahay aqoonsiga matalayo macno gaara siiya
aqoonsiga matalayu macno gaara siiya marka xigana xoogihiyo siraha ku muhiimku markastaba xafidaya
madmadowga beentiyo
musuqu la dirira marka xigana xoogihiyo siraha ku muhiimku markastaba xafidaya
madmadowga beentiyo
musuqu la dirira
وضرور عورتو ضرور تشيكي ودوغي كرمتو دلاعي كالكي وضل شرفون دشال السنة ودعدي أمدو تحلو أنقولي بكان دويو دكتور مهورا ما يوددكو إيدي رمبان لددي دوغيني يقان قديقو مهورا ما يوددكو إيدي رمبان لددي حضور قيسية درجة مهورتا ما يوددكو إيدي رمبان لددي إسماعيل تبتكراني يودلكو مهورا ما يوددكو إيدي رمبان لددي رمبان لددين رمبان لددين بقو ددكو إيدي رمبان لددي dekedo casriyo wax ka soo degaan marsooyin dahabu u daaray nalko dalalka afrika dalkan ka cabo horumarna deeqay baan runtii dugsanaa darbada nabadeed deriska u dhigtiyo taariikhda dahabka ayaan dafiiri karaa midnima doorkeeda dunteeda xidhay dadkaan isku tashaya dafiiri karaa
The minister delegate in charge of digital economy expressed her appreciation for the president's participation in this forum on national identity.
Permettez-moi, Excellence, Monsieur le Président, de vous remercier sincèrement pour votre présence.
Allow me, Your Excellency, Mr. President, to extend my sincere gratitude for your presence at the closing of this national forum dedicated to digital identity. Your participation gives this event a special significance and highlights the strategic importance of this undertaking for our country. At its core, what brings us together today goes far beyond the mere launch of a project. Under your leadership, Mr. President, digital technology has never been viewed as a simple tool for administrative modernization. It has been conceived as a true lever for the transformation of the state, a factor of trust, and an instrument of sovereignty. The creation of a ministry dedicated to the digital economy and innovation was fully aligned with this vision to make digital technology a cross-cutting public policy capable of structuring state action and transforming infrastructures into useful services. However, a vision only has a meaning if it is translated concretely into action. In recent years, the role of the ministry in charge of digital economy and innovation has been to create the concrete and sustainable conditions for this transformation. This first involves establishing a clear and secure legal framework through the adaptation of the digital code, which makes the use of digital identities, electronic signatures, online services, and data exchanges possible and lawful within an environment of trust. It also involved building sovereign technology foundations, notably through the establishment of a national sovereignty cloud in collaboration with the national company T07. This choice is essential. It makes it possible to host the state's sensitive data on national territory, strengthen public control over information, and ensure the continuity of strategic services. Finally, no trusted digital use is possible without security. This is why a structuring effort has been undertaken in the field of cybersecurity with the development of a national strategy, the establishment of a dedicated governance framework, and the creation of the National Cybersecurity Authority. The objective is clear: to reassure, protect, and build trust, an essential condition for the adaptation of digital identity and services such as mobile ID.
The Interior Minister, Mr. Saeed Nuh Hassan, said in his remarks that the National Civil Registry and the National Identification Number are no longer merely projects but have become practical realities, the backbone of our very emerging digital system.
Aujourd'hui, nous nous réunissons pour une ambition commune.
Today we come together around a shared ambition to lay the foundation for a safer, more inclusive and more efficient digital future for the Republic of Djibouti. Our recent history in the field of biometric identity is already a rich one. It began with a clear vision that of the President of the Republic, namely Djibouti Vision 2035. Within this vision, specifically under its third pillar, it stated, and I quote, that ICTs are to be made a powerful tool for increasing production, competitiveness, and improving well-being. The promulgation of in 2019 of the law establishing the National Register of National Persons and the National Identification Number was not a simple legislative act. It marked the beginning of a profound revolution, one led by Djiboutians themselves. Processing an identity document is the key to accessing rights, essential services, and the protection of personal data. But like any great endeavor, this process calls for a new phase, one of optimization and enrichment. This is precisely the purpose of this National Forum on Digital Identity. Indeed, the launch of Djibouti Mobile ID will enable us to move from physical biometric to digital biometrics. Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in a pivotal moment. Djibouti's sovereignty is no longer defended solely at the physical border. It is also shaped and protected in cyberspaces. The launch of the Mobile ID project represents a decisive step forward in strengthening the reliability of identity, securing transactions, improving financial and digital inclusion, facilitating the exchange of information between administrations, and accelerating the digitalizations of both public and private services. This forum, therefore, is more than a conference, it is a collective commitment.
The President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, said that the forum carries special significance as it coincides with the official launch of the mobile ID platform. He described the launch as an important step forward in the process of modernizing the digital system. Let's listen to His Excellency.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الصلاة والسلام على رسوله الأمين سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Mesdames et messieurs, au moment de clore les travaux de ce forum consacré à l'identité numérique, je voudrais avant toute chose me réjouir du plein succès de cette rencontre, tant par la qualité des échanges que par la richesse des propositions formulées.
Ladies and gentlemen, as this forum on digital identity draws to a close, I would like first and foremost to welcome the full success of this meeting, both in terms of the quality of the discussions and the richness of the proposal put forward. This forum holds particular significance as it also coincides with the official launch of the mobile ID platform, a major step forward in our digital modernization journey. In many respects, it symbolizes Djibouti's determination to firmly embrace the era of innovation and to make digital technology a powerful driver of development in line with Vision 2035. The diversity of stakeholders gathered here, public institutions, the private sector, technical and financial partners, and civil society, is in itself revealing of an obvious reality. Digital identity is by nature cross-cutting. It spans public administrations, fuel of the economy, transforms public services, and ultimately reshapes the relationship between the state, businesses, and citizens. Digital identity is therefore not merely a technological tool. Today, it constitutes a strategic necessity and a true paradigm of modern development. Indeed, in a world where public and commercial services are increasingly migrating online, where procedures are being dematerialized and interactions digitized, having a reliable, secure, and universally recognized digital identity has become more than essential. Already today, whether in civil registration, taxation, the opening of a bank account, or the electronic signing of contract, digital identity is establishing itself as the gateway to faster and more transparent services. It makes it possible to break away from administration burden, reduce multiple layers of procedure, and put an end to lengthy and costly processes that penalizes both citizens and businesses. It paves the way for a mobile, flexible, more efficient administration that is closer to users. For an economic standpoint as well, digital identity is a powerful accelerator of activity. It facilitates transactions, secure exchanges, and promotes the growth of electronic commerce. The example of mobile money, which has profoundly transformed payment habits and energized commercial exchanges, perfectly illustrate how digital solutions can stimulate financial inclusion and support entrepreneurship. For individuals, digital identity represents a factor of autonomy, dignity, and empowerment. It allows everyone to fully exist in the digital space, to access their rights, benefit from essential services, and actively participate in economic and social life. For society as a whole, it is a powerful instrument and a cohesion and trust.
The President further stated that the biometric technologies will strengthen the reliability of identification systems and protect data against falsification.
Je suis persuadé, mesdames et messieurs, que l'apport déterminant de la biométrie renforcera la fiabilité des systèmes d'identification et protégera les données contre la falsification. Toutefois, la sécurisation de l'identité numérique ne saurait se concevoir sans une cybersecurity robuste, pensée comme une composante à part entière.
I am convinced, ladies and gentlemen, that the decisive contribution of biometrics will strengthen the reliability of identification systems and protect data against falsification. However, securing digital identity cannot be conceived without robust cybersecurity designated as an integral component of our national sovereignty, because protecting our digital infrastructure, our databases, and our information systems means protecting our economy and our institutions and ultimately our independence. Nevertheless, we must remain clear-eyed. Decentralization of data around a unique digital identifiers also entails risks. The threats of identity theft, digital cloning, hacking, espionage, and interference are very real in a digital space that has become a global arena of rivalry and competing interests. This is why I call for constant and collective vigilance. Such vigilance must be grounded in legal frameworks and technical mechanisms, but also in citizen mobilization, awareness campaign, and digital economy and digital education, the learning of good online practices, and cautions in handling personal data are all essential safeguards to preserve privacy and strengthen trust. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we live in an increasingly interconnected world where the dematerialization of services intensifies day by day. In this context, digital identity must also be conceived as an instrument of inclusion so that no one is left behind in the digital transformation, reducing the digital divide, ensuring equitable access to technologies, and supporting the most vulnerable populations in appropriating digital tools. These are the priorities that must guide our actions. Djibouti has chosen to invest in innovation, in digital infrastructure, in skills, and in technological ecosystems. This choice reflects confidence in our youth, in our potential, and in our ability to build a modern and resilient economy. The forum concluding today marks an important milestone on this space. The recommendations arising from your work will, I am certain, enrich our reflections and guide our public policies. Together, let us ensure that digital identity becomes a pillar of state modernization, a driver of economic growth, and a vector of social progress. Thank you for your kind attention.
The President then addressed attendees, underscoring the national importance of secure digital identity, the role of mobile ID in enhancing citizen services, and the government's commitment to inclusive digital transformation across all regions and communities.
I wish to warmly commend all the women and men who, through their commitment and expertise, have contributed to the realizations of this innovative program, a major step forward that strengthens the bonds between the state and its citizens, while ensuring for each individual the recognition and protection to which they are entitled. From now on, the renewed trust takes hold. Your assets, your data, and your identity benefits from a strong and sustainable protection. This transformation, however, cannot be limited solely to the technical infrastructures. It must permeate the entire socio-economic fabric, enabling businesses, traders, cooperatives, and security institutions alike to rely on this foundation of trust in order to innovate, collaborate, and prosper together. For such is the ambition of our new technological policy, not only to protect and defend one another, but also to foster continuous learning, anticipate tomorrow's challenges, enhance our knowledge and skills, and wisely preserve that we choose to safeguard with care. The true challenge of our time lies in mastering scientific and technological knowledge. To ignore this reality, to neglect innovation, is to risk an irreversible delay. The entire world is accelerating in this direction. It is therefore our responsibility not merely to follow, but to shape our own pace with boldness and clarity. This is why we encourage our youth to persevere in their studies, to embrace the spirit of entrepreneurship, and to transform every challenge into an opportunity for learning and collective advancement. To carry this ambition at the national level, we are fully committed. We have established a ministry dedicated to digital transformation, mobilized strategic resources, and aligned our public policies around a clear objective to make Djibouti a sovereign actor within the regional and global digital ecosystems. Everyone in their respective role has an essential part to play. Together, we are building the future. It is in this spirit that mobile identity takes shape. For more than a simple tool, it is a solemn guarantee offered to every citizen. It secures your assets, authenticates your digital presence, and opens the door to a modern, efficient, and inclusive administration. Long live the Republic of Djibouti.
As the current chair of the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, the Republic of Djibouti warmly welcomes the decision to reinstate the sister Republic of Sudan to membership after a period of suspension. This decision was formalized via an official letter from the Sudanese Ministry of Foreign Affairs to the IGAD Executive Secretary. Djibouti considers this step as an important step development that will strengthen regional cohesion and revitalize collective action among member states. On this occasion, Djibouti reaffirms its full support for Sudan's return to the organization. Djibouti emphasizes Sudan's pivotal role as a founding and active member of IGAD, giving its political, geographic, and regional weight and its historical contribution to stability, development, and regional integration. Djibouti noticed the sustained efforts of His Excellency the President Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh in supporting Sudan's reintegration, reflecting Djibouti's steadfast commitment to dialogue, coherence, and unity among member states. Djibouti expresses its conviction that Sudan's return will advance the organization's efforts to comfort shared challenge, responding to the aspirations of regional populations for peace, security, and sustainable development. Djibouti renews its firm commitment to support the IGAD and to work alongside the Republic of Sudan and all member states to strengthen bilateral cooperation and regional cooperation as well, and the principles of solidarity and effective partnership. Following her regional tour, notably in Piki 51 area, the Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity, Mrs. Ulufa Ismail Abdo, traveled to the town of Arta, the regional capital, to hold a public meeting with residents as part of the National Solidarity Week. The visit aimed to reinforce dialogue between government action and local realities.
Abagelo, Abagelo,
Nadadi Abagelo.
wuxuu dili hore dawmira beeray doorkan geelo cigaalkiyo duubka dusha ku sugnee
Dadka iyo dalkaba xilka iyo darajada danta qaranku leeyahay daryeesha geelo
daryeesha geelo wuxuu dili hore dawmira beeray doorkan geelo cigaalkiyo duubka dusha ku sugnee
Dadka iyo dalkaba xilka iyo darajada danta qaranku leeyahay daryeesha geelo
daryeesha geelo nabadoonkay afrika dugsato dunida dunida shacbiga wadoo diira dowhay nabadoonkay afrika dugsato dunida waayaha ka jira damiiru bislaadayo
Caqabe ayaalow duruufaha taagan iyo dambaajo kugu tire
yeelow doonida shacbiga wadoo diira dowhay
geelow doonida shacbiga wadoo diiradowhay
yeelow doonida shacbiga wadoo diira dowhay.
Statements by the President of the Regional Council and the Prefect of Arta on this occasion. The President of the Regional Council and Prefect of Arta, Mr. Elmi Boha, noted a marked improvement in cleanliness and the quality of maintenance works in the town, calling these developments a real source of local pride. He attributed these gains to the strong support of the Ministry of Social Affairs and Solidarity and expressed his gratitude to the ministry. For his part, Arta's prefect, Mr. Hassan Dabele, reaffirmed his full support of a National Solidarity Week initiative, promising to continue the region's development efforts and urging residents to preserve and build upon current achievements to ensure the success of future projects. Residents of Arta put forward several requests and expressed pressing needs.
During the meeting with the Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity, the Arta community took the opportunity to voice its concerns. Local leaders highlighted the urgent need for blankets to cope with the current cold season. On the food assistance front, residents requested an expansion of support programs. At the same time, women in Arta submitted specific requests calling for the provision of Bajaj vehicles to facilitate their activities, while sanitation workers asked for food supplies and suitable transportation. Regarding neighborhood infrastructure, residents requested additional collection points to serve all districts and advocated for broader access to interest-free loans. Finally, the community expressed its desire for the construction of a Quranic school.
The Minister, Madame Ulufa Ismail Abdo, said that the creation of her ministry, an initiative of His Excellency, the President, Mr. Ismail Omar Gelle, aims to strengthen direct communication with citizens and to listen carefully to their needs so they can be better met.
The creation of the ministry by the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Gelle, reflects a commitment to being close to the people. The goal is clear: to listen to citizens, understand their needs, and respond effectively. Addressing your local concerns, I wanted to reassure those who requested blankets during this school season. I confirm that the ministry will provide blankets not only for the town of Arta, but for all localities across the region. On the issue of food security, I introduced the President's new project, Khairat. Up to now, 600 households have benefited from food supplies, but this program will now reach 800 families. With the blessed month of Ramadan approaching, 3,000 families in the region will also receive food supplies. To ensure the effectiveness of this, the President has ordered the establishment of a database, including visits to the most remote areas to identify households in extreme needs through social service offices. I also encourage the community to help us identify these families. I made sure to respond to the specific requests of women in the region. Requests for vehicles have been taken into account and will be fulfilled soon. Likewise, the needs of women working in the hygiene sector for supplies and transportation will be addressed. Additionally, I committed to completing the missing neighborhood savings boxes by creating 5 new ones to cover all 7 identified sectors. Financially, 68 people are already benefiting from zero-interest loans, and we will soon expand this program to include 80 beneficiaries. Finally, I confirm that the requested Quranic school will be constructed, and I want to emphasize that the 18 regional savings and credit cooperatives already established in Arta will be strengthened to better serve the community.
As a part of the penultimate stage of her national tour under the National Solidarity Week, the Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity, Mrs. Ulufa Ismail Abdo, is today in the city of Ali Sibeh. The visit is focused on local development and support for entrepreneurship. The President of the Republic of Djibouti participated in the 3rd edition of the World Defense Show 2026, a major international defense and security event held in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia from 8 to 12 February 2026. The Djiboutian delegation was led by the Ministry of Defense in charge of Parliamentary Relations, Mr. Hassan Umar Mohammed Burhan, accompanied by the Chief of the General Staff of the National Armed Forces, Major General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim. This participation is part of efforts to strengthen international military cooperation and to consolidate Djibouti's active presence at major global strategic forums. The World Defense Show 2026 brought together defense ministers, chiefs of staff, and senior military officials from around 80 countries, alongside a wide range of institutional and industry actors in the defense sector, underscoring the exhibition's importance.
Arladu kiyay yirkanay
ada ugubiyo calankiyo arladu kiyayirkanayeen ina tahay awoodii lagu aarsanayay ma og tahay askariyo
The Chinese New Year celebrations organized by the Confucius Institute in Djibouti under the joint presidency of the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training and the Chinese ambassador to Djibouti took place on 8th of Sunday, February 2026. The ceremony was held at the Djibouti International Exhibition Center in the presence of Minister Mustafa Muhammad Mahmoud, Chinese Ambassador Hu Bing, Commander Li Chao of the People's Liberation Army Support Base in Djibouti, senior ministry officials, and representatives of the Chinese community based here in Djibouti. Upon arrival, they were warmly greeted by the Institute's directors, Mr. Ron Said Haj and Mr. Wang Fua. The program opened with the national anthems of the two countries, followed by a video highlighting the Confucius Institute's activities here in Djibouti. During their remarks, the minister and the ambassador expressed their desire to deepen educational cooperation between Djibouti and China, noting that many benefits such as cooperation can yield through cultural exchange and language skill development. The Chinese New Year celebration also provided an opportunity to bring communities together and to strengthen mutual understanding. The festivities included award presentations for outstanding teachers, top students at HSK 3 level, and the winner of the Bridge to Chinese competition. Mrs. Amiri Musa Ahmed delivered a speech, and prizes were awarded for Chinese character writing and language knowledge contests, alongside a special lottery for secondary school students. Pieces, including a Chinese Djiboutian Corporation dance by the Hodam 4 Secondary and a core from Ahmed Farah Ali Secondary, and performances from the public secondary schools in Djibouti and PK12. The event was colorful and joyous, featuring musical performances, lion dances, and traditional folk songs, an exceptional moment of cultural immersion and entertainment. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mr. Mustafa Muhammad Mahmoud, said that the celebration is not merely a cultural event but a bridge that connects peoples and strengthens the friendship and understanding between Djibouti and China.
Depuis sa signature, cet accord a produit des résultats concrets et tangibles.
Since its signing, this agreement has produced concrete and tangible results. It has contributed to strengthening the friendship between our two peoples, intensifying institutional exchanges, and increasing official visits between Djibouti and China. This cooperation has also promoted academic mobility by offering many Djiboutian students and professionals opportunities for training and study in China, thereby contributing to the development of national skills and the strengthening of human capital. I would like to extend my sincerest congratulations to the students who have successfully learned the Chinese language. Through their dedication and perseverance, they embody openness to the world and become true bridges between Djiboutian and Chinese cultures. The remarkable commitment of school principals and educational teams in institutions where Chinese is taught, their constant support and sense of responsibility plays a decisive role in ensuring the success and sustainability of this program.
Stage 6 of the Djiboutian Cycling Tour, organized by the Association for the Promotion of Physical Education and School Sports under the patronage of the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training and in cooperation with the Republican Guard, produced some of the race's most beautiful moments on Monday, 9th February 2026. It provided a premium reception for the senior riders who were accommodated at the luxury hotel La Radonnée with arrangements for lodging, meals, and rest. Stage 6 was divided into two routes. First, a youth segment for riders from Tajura Secondary covering 7 kilometers from 9 kilometer mark at the Davo area at the entrance of Tajura, which opened the race. Second, the main course of roughly 40 kilometers on a paved road linking Randa and Tajura. The peloton launched strongly, negotiating a steep descent at the Randa exit at high speed and mastering the bends before engaging in a mass sprint. The stage began spectacularly and offered picturesque scenes captured by numerous cameras covering the event. Several breakaway groups formed early in the main field, gradually dispersed along the road. By the 12th kilometer, differences began to emerge, with the leading group of about 15 riders gaining a noticeable advantage. Racing unfolded amid lush green mountain scenery with a cool morning breeze. In overgraining, the cyclists, Gendarmerie and Republican Guard vehicles opened the route and ensured the course through the animals, though the animals left sufficient room for competitors to pass safely.
Une association basée sur le bénévolat et le civisme, qui œuvre pour la promotion du sport scolaire. Une association avec des hommes et des femmes passionnés et conscients que le sport est un vecteur de reconnaissance sociale et la base pour créer des citoyens. Association pour la promotion de l'éducation physique et du sport scolaire, qui renaît de ses cendres tel un phénix pour la grande joie du sport scolaire. Et l'avenir nous semble radieux. Un comité directeur parmi les plus hauts cadres de tous les départements, des membres très expérimentés et experts dans tous les différents sports. Une nouvelle génération d'enfants désireux de percer et de relever le défi pour que le drapeau djiboutien puisse briller en firmament. L'Apex avec son leitmotiv, tant qu'il y aura désormais des femmes soucieuses du bien-être des autres. Apepos vivra, vivra, vivra.
Aujourd'hui, nous sommes là à Tadjoura.
Shifting gears towards the international scene now, and as I mentioned earlier in the headlines, Federal Republic of Somalia President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud made an official visit to Egypt to strengthen bilateral relations and consult on matters of mutual interest. During the visit, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi received his Somali counterpart for talks aimed at developing cooperation between the two nations. Well, by this, our beloved viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more as usual. Have a wonderful evening and take care. Thank you.